Hello there, I'm so glad you found your way here. As the day gently comes to a close, take a moment to settle into the quiet comfort of your resting place. Let your shoulders drop, releasing any lingering weight from the hours past. Take a deep, slow breath in, and as you breathe out, allow the world outside to simply fade away. Tonight, we are going on a peaceful journey to a place carved from dreams and crimson stone. Imagine a warm, gentle breeze carrying the faint scent of sandalwood and night-blooming jasmine, wrapping around you like a soft, heavy blanket. Above us, a vast canopy of silver stars begins to twinkle over an ancient desert landscape. We are walking together through a narrow, towering canyon, where the walls are painted in the softest shades of rose, peach, and rust. Lanterns glow softly along the sandy path, casting a warm, flickering light that dances on the smooth, weathered rock. We are heading to the hidden city of Petra, a quiet sanctuary carved into the earth long ago. Here, the passage of time slows down to a gentle whisper, echoing the steady, calming rhythm of your own breath. Before we wander deeper into this beautiful, sleepy canyon, if you find comfort in our time together, please consider gently pressing the like button and subscribing to our channel. It is a small gesture that helps our quiet corner of the world grow, allowing more weary travelers to find rest. Now, let your eyes grow heavy. Let your mind drift like loose sand in the evening wind. And let's begin this slow and soothing journey. The tall walls of the sick curve gently around us, a flowing river of solid stone that has stood quietly for millions of years. Look closely at the layers of rock beside you, painted in muted bands of caramel, soft peach, and deep rusted copper. These colors are the earth's own poetry, written in the quiet language of minerals and time. The sandstone holds the warmth of the day, releasing it softly into the cool night air, like a comforting exhalation from the mountain itself. As you run your hand along the smooth, undulating surface, you can feel the gentle passage of countless seasons. The rock is never jagged or harsh. It has been polished to a velvety softness by the patient caress of wind and water over millennia. In this peaceful corridor, every corner turned reveals a new, beautiful shade of rose blending seamlessly into the dark shadows. Your breathing naturally slows, matching the ancient, unhurried stillness of this beautiful, winding pathway through the earth. Running alongside our feet at the base of these towering walls is a shallow, perfectly smooth channel carved carefully into the stone. This quiet groove is a testament to an ancient wisdom, a peaceful watercourse designed thousands of years ago to catch the rare, precious rain. Imagine a time when this channel flowed with cool, clear water, singing a gentle, rippling melody as it carried life into the heart of the desert. The Nabataeans, the gentle architects of this city, understood the delicate balance of nature. They did not force the landscape to bend to their will. Instead, they listened to the earth, sculpting their home to work in perfect harmony with the sky and the sand. Following this meandering ribbon of carved stone feels like tracing the lifeline of the mountain. It invites you to let your thoughts flow just as smoothly, washing away any tension, allowing your mind to drift on a calm, steady current of ultimate relaxation and profound peace. These ancient builders were masters of harmony, finding absolute beauty in the quiet heart of the desert wilderness. They lived not in opposition to the dry, vast expanses, but in deep, loving partnership with the elements around them. The people of the Rose City knew how to wait, how to observe the gentle shifting of the stars and the slow crawl of the seasons. Their lives were tied to the rhythmic turning of the earth, unhurried and deeply rooted in the present moment. As we walk this silent path, you can almost sense their calm, grounded energy lingering gently in the night air. It is a feeling of immense stability, a grounding force that anchors you softly to your resting place. The walls seem to hold the memory of their quiet footsteps, a soothing lullaby of ancient days wrapped in the velvet dark. Let that profound sense of stability settle into your own limbs, making them heavy, warm, and completely at rest in this peaceful moment. The very texture of this canyon tells a slow, beautiful story of surrender and graceful transformation. The sandstone we are walking through is incredibly porous, soft enough to yield to the gentle persuasion of the elements over thousands of slow, quiet years. It teaches us the beautiful lesson of letting go. Rather than resisting the wind and the rain, the stone simply allowed itself to be reshaped into something breathtakingly magnificent. There is a deep, sleepy wisdom in this effortless yielding. As you lie there, you too can surrender to the gentle pull of rest. You do not need to hold on to the edges of the day anymore. You can soften, just like the rose-red walls of this canyon, allowing the heavy, comforting blanket of sleep to wash over you. Every gentle curve in the rock face is a reminder that there is profound peace to be found in simply being still, in allowing the gentle forces of the night to cradle you perfectly. In the quietest hours of the night, if you listen very closely, the canyon seems to echo with the softest memories of long ago. This narrow path was once the bustling artery of the ancient world, a gentle sanctuary for weary travelers crossing the vast starlit deserts. Caravans carrying precious treasures would finally find a restful haven within these cool, embracing walls. After months of walking under the vast open sky, the arrival in this sheltered gorge brought a deep, collective sigh of relief. You can almost feel that exact same relief washing over your own body right now. The long journey of your day is finally over. You have arrived at your safe, peaceful destination. The soft padding of camel hooves on the sand and the quiet murmurs of traders settling down for the night blend into a soothing, rhythmic hum. It is a timeless lullaby of arrival and comfort, wrapping around you as your eyelids grow heavier and heavier in the comforting dark. Imagine the faint, sweet fragrances that once drifted through this corridor on the evening breeze, soothing the senses of everyone who entered. The merchants who traveled this path carried the world's most calming treasures, rich, golden frankincense and earthy, grounding myrrh. The memory of these soothing scents still seems to linger in the cool desert air, acting as a gentle balm for a tired mind. Breathe in deeply, and imagine the warm, resinous aroma filling your lungs, instantly calming your nervous system. These ancient aromatics were prized not just for their rarity, but for their incredible power to bring peace to the soul. As this imaginary fragrance surrounds you, feel a wave of deep, profound relaxation, sweeping softly from the crown of your head all the way down to your toes. The sweet, heavy scent pulls you deeper into tranquility, dissolving every last trace of wakefulness, leaving only a serene, floating sensation as you drift further down this beautiful, lantern-lit pathway. If you tip your head back and look straight up, the towering canyon walls leave only a narrow, winding ribbon of the night sky visible above. It frames the cosmos perfectly, creating a beautiful contrast between the solid, earthy warmth of the stone and the cool, infinite depth of the universe. The stars up there look like scattered diamond dust, twinkling with a slow, gentle rhythm. In the profound darkness of the desert, far away from the glowing lights of the modern world, the Milky Way paints a soft, luminous cloud across that narrow strip of heaven. Watching those distant stars offers a profound sense of perspective and immense peace. They have watched over this silent gorge for millions of years, steady, calm, and ever-present. Let the soft, pulsing light of those ancient stars soothe your mind. With every slow twinkle, you feel yourself descending further into a deeply restful state, cradled beautifully between the sheltering earth and the vast, peaceful sky. As we continue our slow, gentle walk, the path ahead begins to weave and turn, playing a quiet game of hide-and-seek with the shadows. The sandstone walls press a little closer, creating an intimate, cozy corridor that feels incredibly safe and incredibly warm. The darkness here is not empty. It is full of a soft, velvety weight that feels like a gentle hug. The sand beneath your feet becomes even softer, absorbing the sound of your footsteps until there is nothing left but the rhythmic sound of your own slow breathing. This narrowing of the path is a beautiful metaphor for the narrowing of your thoughts as you prepare for sleep. The wide, busy world of the day is being squeezed out, leaving only this quiet, focused moment of pure relaxation. You are walking deeper into your own tranquility, leaving everything else far behind. There is nowhere else you need to be, and absolutely nothing else you need to do right now. Suddenly, through a narrow, jagged crack in the dark canyon wall ahead, a sliver of magnificent, warm light gently reveals itself. It is the faintest preview of an incredible wonder waiting just around the bend. The moonlight catches the edge of a towering, intricately carved pillar, glowing with a soft, ethereal, pale rose color against the dark night. This is the moment travelers have anticipated for weeks on the open sand. A moment of profound, quiet awe. As we take one more slow, deliberate step, the narrow gorge begins to widen, peeling back the shadows to unveil a vast, breathtaking open space. The sense of confinement lifts entirely, replaced by a sweeping feeling of immense calm and beautiful expansion. Your chest naturally rises and falls with a deep, cleansing breath as the hidden city gently welcomes you. This slow, beautiful reveal is like the gentle transition from wakefulness into the very first beautiful stages of a deep and highly restorative dream. There, standing gracefully in the silver moonlight, is the Treasury, known in the ancient tongue as Al-Kazne. It is an architectural masterpiece carved directly into the face of the living mountain. It does not stand apart from the earth. It is an exquisite, loving extension of the rock itself. Hundreds of paper lanterns are scattered across the soft sand in front of it, bathing the lower columns in a warm, flickering amber glow. The contrast between the golden candlelight below and the cool, silvery starlight touching the upper statues is simply mesmerizing. The immense scale of the carving makes you feel small in the most comforting way imaginable. It is a monument to patience, chiseled slowly and lovingly over countless peaceful days. As you gaze softly at the towering facade, you can feel that same ancient patience washing over you. There is no rush in this valley, no urgency in the stone. Everything is perfectly still, inviting you into a state of profound rest. Let your heavy eyes wander slowly up the magnificent columns of the Treasury, taking in the exquisite details carved with such tender care. The stone has been shaped into elegant floral motifs, gentle vines and calm, resting mythological figures that seem to sleep peacefully in their rocky alcoves. The artists who created this did not build it up brick by brick. They slowly, carefully carved away everything that was not beautiful. They removed the excess stone to reveal the masterpiece resting quietly inside. In the same way as you lie in the quiet of your room, you can slowly let go of the excess thoughts of your day. Breathe out the lingering tension, carving away the noise until all that remains is your peaceful, beautiful core, ready for deep sleep. The soft shadows cast by the lantern light dance gently across the intricate carvings, creating a slow, hypnotic rhythm that lulls your tired mind into a sweet, heavy state of profound and wonderful surrender. At the very top of the magnificent facade sits a large, beautifully rounded urn, carved perfectly out of the solid rose-colored mountain. Local legends once softly whispered that this urn held great, hidden treasures, glowing with ancient gold. But in the quiet truth of the desert night, its real treasure is far more beautiful and far more profound. It holds the pure, silent moonlight, catching the soft silver beams and radiating a gentle, calming energy down into the valley below. Imagine that beautifully carved vessel sitting high above the world, completely undisturbed by the passing of centuries, collecting only peace and starlight. Think of your own mind as that ancient, beautiful urn. Empty it of the day's busy thoughts, and instead, let it gently fill with the soft, soothing light of the moon. Let it overflow with quietness, pouring a gentle stream of absolute serenity down through your body, washing away every last trace of weariness into the cool, waiting desert sand. The Bedouin people, who have called these desert canyons home for generations, know the gentle language of this stone better than anyone. They move through the valley with a quiet, graceful reverence, their soft footsteps blending perfectly with the hush of the night wind. Their ancestors wove beautiful, sleep-inducing stories into the very fabric of these carved walls, tales of stars and gentle spirits that watch over the resting landscape. As we stand quietly before the Treasury, you can almost hear the faint, soothing strum of a traditional stringed instrument echoing from a distant campfire. The slow, rhythmic melody floats on the breeze, wrapping around the ancient columns like a comforting embrace. It is a song of the desert, designed to settle the heart and calm the spirit. Allow this imaginary music to guide your breathing, making each inhale a little deeper, each exhale a little softer, as you merge seamlessly into the vast, ancient quietness of this timeless, beautiful valley. The plaza unfolding in front of the Grand Treasury is blanketed in a thick, luxurious layer of fine, cool sand. It looks like a sea of crushed velvet, completely untouched by the wind. Imagine walking slowly across this open space, feeling the soft grains yield gently beneath your feet, supporting you perfectly with every step. The ground absorbs all sound, creating a profound acoustic softness that makes the air feel incredibly thick and soothing. It is as if the entire canyon has been insulated with a heavy blanket of pure silence. Here in the gentle glow of the lanterns, time seems to pool and settle, moving no faster than a slow, lazy river. You are completely safe in this hidden plaza, tucked away securely in the heart of the ancient earth. The comforting weight of the surrounding mountains acts as a giant protective cradle, rocking you softly with the steady, eternal rhythm of the desert night as you drift closer toward deep sleep. Slowly, gracefully, we begin to wander away from the treasury, moving deeper into the beautiful heart of the sprawling ancient city. The canyon gently widens, opening up into a magnificent avenue known to history as the Street of Facades. Here, the valley walls are completely lined with rows upon rows of monumental tombs and gentle sanctuaries, each carved beautifully into the sweeping mountainside. They look like a choir of silent guardians, standing watch over the slumbering valley under the velvet sky. As we glide past them, the sheer scale of this peaceful necropolis brings a profound sense of quietude to the soul. These are places designed for eternal rest, radiating a deep, unshakable stillness that easily transfers into your own tired body. The shadows pool softly in the carved doorways, creating deep, comforting pockets of absolute darkness. Let your mind rest in those dark, quiet spaces, feeling the heavy, comforting blanket of ancient sleep settling warmly over your entire being. Tonight, this wide avenue is transformed into a breathtaking river of soft, golden light. Thousands of small candles in delicate paper bags line the sandy floor, stretching out as far as the eye can see. They flicker gently in unison, creating a slow, rhythmic pulse of warmth that brings the quiet stone to life. Walking alongside this glowing trail is like strolling gently through a fallen constellation, a pathway of earthbound stars leading you gently toward total relaxation. The soft amber light reflects off the rose-colored rock, turning the entire valley into a warm, glowing ember. The gentle flickering mimics the slow, steady beating of a relaxed heart, setting a perfect, calming pace for your own rest. Focus on the soft, undulating glow of these countless tiny flames. Watch how they gracefully push back the darkness without ever raising their voice, creating an atmosphere so thick with peace that you can almost feel it resting softly on your heavy, sleepy eyelids. If you look closely at the smoother sections of the rock face, illuminated softly by the candlelight, you might spot the faint, delicate traces of Nabataean script. These ancient letters are beautifully fluid, looking more like gentle waves of water or wind-blown grass than rigid writing. They were carved with incredible tenderness, preserving the quiet thoughts and memories of the people who loved this canyon. Even without understanding the ancient words, the sheer elegance of the carvings is deeply soothing to look at. They represent a calm, measured communication, entirely free from the rushed, chaotic noise of the modern world. Imagine those elegant, flowing lines tracing a gentle path across your forehead, physically smoothing out any wrinkles of worry or tension. The ancient script gently commands your mind to slow down, to soften, and to embrace the quiet stillness of the night. Let the fluid beauty of the stone's poetry lull your busy thoughts into a sweet, dreamless silence. As the moon travels slowly across the narrow strip of sky above, the colors of the rose-red city continuously shift and soften in the most mesmerizing way. What was once a vibrant rust color in the afternoon sun now deepens into a rich, velvety plum. The lighter peach shades transition beautifully into a cool, muted silver. The entire canyon is putting on a quiet, slow-motion display of changing hues, a visual lullaby designed perfectly for resting eyes. This slow fading of color perfectly mirrors your own journey into sleep. Just as the bright, vivid tones of the rock gently yield to the soothing, monochromatic shades of the night, your mind is slowly releasing the bright, active thoughts of the day. everything is beautifully dimming, fading softly into the edges of your awareness. The world is getting quieter, softer and darker, wrapping you in a beautiful cocoon of twilight colors that promise a deep, wonderfully restorative rest until the morning light. The geology of these magnificent mountains is a story of slow, unimaginable patience. These sandstone cliffs were formed at the very bottom of an ancient, calm sea, layer upon gentle layer of fine sand, settling quietly to the ocean floor over millions of years. The immense, gentle pressure of the deep water slowly bonded the grains together, creating the solid rock we see today. When you look at the striking, colorful bands running horizontally across the cliff faces, you are looking directly at deep time. You are seeing the beautiful, peaceful accumulation of entire ages, resting quietly on top of one another. That profound sense of geologic time is incredibly relaxing. It reminds us that there is no need to hurry, no need to rush. The earth moves at a pace of ultimate calmness, slowly building beauty over eons. Let your breathing align with that immense, deep time, slowing down to a deep glacial pace of perfect, unbothered peace. After the ancient sea gracefully retreated, it was the soft, invisible hands of the wind and the gentle touch of rain that stepped in as the master sculptors. Over countless millennia, they swept slowly through these valleys, carefully sanding down the rough edges, rounding the sharp corners, and polishing the stone to a beautiful, organic smoothness. The erosion here is not a force of destruction, but a delicate, loving process of creation. It is the earth gently softening itself. You can learn a beautiful lesson from this slow, natural polishing as you rest in your bed. Allow the quiet breath of the night to gently smooth away the rough edges of your own day. Let the soft darkness erode your worries, rounding out your thoughts until there are no sharp edges left to snag your attention. Feel your mind becoming as perfectly smooth and as beautifully contoured as the wind-swept sandstone walls of this magnificent ancient desert sanctuary, tucked perfectly into the small, sheltered crevices of the massive rock faces. Little bursts of desert life rest quietly in the cool night air. Delicate ferns and small, trailing caper plants find perfect safety in the shaded folds of the stone. These gentle plants ask for very little, drinking softly from the morning dew and resting peacefully through the long, dark hours. They add a beautiful touch of soft sage green to the vast canvas of red and rose, softening the heavy architecture of the mountains. Their presence is a quiet reminder of resilience and calm adaptation. They know how to conserve their energy perfectly, how to rest deeply and wait for the light. As you observe these peaceful, sleeping plants holding gently onto the ancient rock, allow yourself to feel that same sense of secure, quiet resting. You are safely anchored in your warm bed, surrounded by comfort, ready to fold inward and rest deeply, just like the gentle desert flora. Our slow journey along the candlelit avenue gently brings us to a magnificent, sprawling structure carved right out of the side of a massive mountain. It is an immense, ancient amphitheater, designed perfectly to hold thousands of resting souls. Unlike theaters built from gathered stones, this entire auditorium was scooped lovingly out of a single, solid piece of the earth. The sheer scale of this quiet bowl creates an atmosphere of deep, hushed reverence. The acoustics here are incredibly soft, absorbing every tiny sound into the thick, rose-colored walls. Standing in the center of the sand-covered stage, you feel completely enveloped by the gentle curvature of the seating above you. It feels like standing softly in the center of a giant cupped hand, perfectly safe and beautifully held. The profound silence of the empty theater is heavy and sweet, a thick syrup of quietness that easily pours over your tired mind, drowning out the very last echoes of the waking world. The rows upon rows of curved stone seats sweep upward into the dark, each one draped in a heavy cloak of soft, velvety shadows. Where ancient audiences once sat to watch the slow unfolding of stories under the sun, there is now only the beautiful resting stillness of the night. The rows create a mesmerizing, repetitive pattern that naturally draws your tired eyes upward, step by slow step, toward the starry sky. This gentle, repeating geometry is incredibly soothing to a weary brain, offering a simple, predictable path to follow into the dark. Imagine your thoughts slowly climbing those ancient, curved steps, each tier representing a deeper, heavier level of relaxation. With every step upward, your body sinks a little deeper downward into your mattress. By the time your mind reaches the highest row, fading gently into the absolute darkness of the upper ridge, you are suspended perfectly in a state of absolute, wonderful, weightless calm. A very gentle, cooling breeze begins to swirl slowly around the floor of the ancient amphitheater, stirring the fine, soft sand in mesmerizing, lazy circles. The wind whispers softly as it brushes past the carved stone, creating a sound that is indistinguishable from a long, slow, deep exhalation. It is the breath of the desert, a soothing sigh that travels seamlessly through the empty rows, carrying away any lingering warmth from the day. This gentle movement of air feels wonderfully cool on your skin, a phantom breeze that physically relaxes the muscles in your face and neck. The sound is a perfect, natural white noise, a steady, shushing sound that completely blankets your consciousness. Listen to the soft, rhythmic sighing of the ancient stone. Let it completely synchronize with your own breathing. Inhale the cool, calming peace of the desert night, and slowly exhale all tension, letting it be carried away on the invisible wings of the gentle, swirling wind. Looking up from the highest rim of the quiet theater, the mountain continues to rise majestically into the night sky, its face adorned with a series of incredibly grand structures. These are the royal tombs, their massive facades glowing faintly in the beautiful ambient light of the moon. They look like a row of beautiful sleeping giants, resting shoulder to shoulder against the edge of the universe. The scale of these ancient monuments is truly breathtaking, yet they offer absolutely no feeling of intimidation, only a profound, comforting sense of eternal protection. They stand as silent, steadfast sentinels, guarding the peacefulness of the valley below. Knowing that these magnificent heavy walls of rock are watching over the night allows you to completely drop your guard. You can surrender entirely to the heavy, pulling weight of sleep, safe in the knowledge that you are resting in the shadow of giants, enveloped perfectly in the quiet, timeless embrace of the ancient Rose City. The Urn Tomb, one of the most prominent of these royal resting places, features a sprawling, open terrace that gazes out over the entire sleeping valley. Imagine standing quietly on this elevated stone platform, bathed in the soft silver light of the moon. Below you, the gentle glow of the paper lanterns looks like a mirror reflection of the starry sky above, a beautiful constellation resting softly on the sandy earth. The air up here is incredibly crisp and pure, completely untouched by the warmth of the canyon floor. Taking a slow, deep breath of this elevated night air clears the mind instantly, washing away the fog of a busy day. The sheer vastness of the view brings a profound feeling of lightness to your spirit. You are floating softly above the world, completely detached from the heavy pull of waking life. Everything below is peacefully asleep, and you too are drifting beautifully into that same quiet, heavy slumber. The interior of the Urn Tomb holds a secret that is only revealed in the gentlest light of dawn or the softest glow of a wandering lantern. The ceiling inside is a swirling masterpiece of natural sandstone, painted by the slow chemistry of the earth over millions of years. Deep rings of charcoal, soft lilac, and rich, creamy honey blend together in a mesmerizing fluid pattern that looks exactly like a calm, silent whirlpool. Staring up at this natural ceiling feels like looking into the heavy, beautiful eye of a sleeping storm. The colors fold into one another with infinite grace, creating a visual rhythm that naturally slows the beating of your heart. Let your mind trace those gentle, swirling circles of stone, looping slowly around and around, spiraling deeper and deeper into a state of total, blissful relaxation. The gentle gravity of the swirling colors pulls you softly down into a profound, deeply restorative calm. Right next door sits the magnificent silk tomb, named for the breathtaking ribbons of color that sweep horizontally across its beautifully weathered facade. The stone here looks exactly like heavy draped fabric, folded gently by an invisible ancient hand. The layers of rose, white, and soft amber weave together so seamlessly that the rock appears incredibly soft to the touch, like a giant, protective blanket draped carefully over the mountain. Imagine the immense comfort of being wrapped securely in that massive, beautifully woven blanket of warm, sleeping stone. The heavy, comforting weight of it presses softly against your shoulders, sinking you deeper into the soft cushions of your bed. The smooth, sweeping lines of the silk tomb offer no sharp angles for a tired mind to catch upon. Everything is wonderfully fluid, wrapping around your consciousness with a gentle, heavy warmth that signals to your entire body that it is finally time to rest completely. Further along this grand row rests the Corinthian tomb, heavily worn by the quiet passage of time and the gentle caress of the desert wind. Its intricate carvings have been softened beautifully, their edges blurred like a watercolor painting left out in a soft, misty rain. This slow, natural fading is not a loss, but a beautiful transition into a more peaceful state of being. The softened columns look like they are slowly melting back into the loving embrace of the mountain, tired of standing at attention and finally ready to rest. There is a deep, profound comfort in watching something so incredibly grand simply let go and surrender to the elements. You can mirror that beautiful surrender right now. You do not need to hold your shape or maintain your posture any longer. Let your muscles soften completely, melting deeply into your mattress, blurring the lines between your resting body and the heavy, comforting darkness of the night. The final structure in this magnificent row is the palace tomb, the largest and most grand of them all, designed to imitate the sweeping elegance of a Roman palace. Yet here, in the deep quiet of the desert, stripped of its ancient inhabitants, it stands as a monument to absolute stillness. The multiple stories of carved doorways lead to quiet, empty chambers that have held perfectly still air for thousands of years. Imagine the immense, undisturbed silence sleeping deeply inside those dark, ancient rooms. It is a silence so pure and profound that it has weight, a thick velvet quiet that completely absorbs the frantic energy of the waking world. Let that ancient, heavy silence gently pour out of the stone doors and flow slowly down the mountainside, washing over you in a cool, calming wave. Every breath you take draws that absolute stillness deeper into your lungs, replacing all movement with a sweet, heavy, dreamless peace. As we stand quietly below these sleeping giants, the desert night sky continues its slow, majestic rotation above the canyon walls. Because the air here is so incredibly dry and free from the interference of city lights, the stars do not just twinkle. They burn with a soft, steady, ancient brilliance. You can easily trace the silvery, wispy path of the Milky Way, a gentle river of light flowing silently across the vast, dark ocean of the cosmos. This celestial display is perfectly silent, a magnificent show performed entirely without sound. The sheer scale of the universe above puts every small daily worry into beautiful, calming perspective. The stars ask absolutely nothing of you. They only offer their quiet, constant light, a comforting reminder that the universe is gently holding you in its vast, peaceful embrace. Let your heavy eyelids flutter shut, keeping the soft, silver image of that endless, starry river flowing gently behind your eyes. The gentle magic of this rose-red city is completely tied to a beautiful hidden secret that flows quietly just beneath the surface. The ancient Nabataeans were true masters of water, transforming this dry, arid canyon into a lush, welcoming oasis of peace and plenty. They carefully carved an intricate network of smooth, gentle channels, hidden clay pipes, and deep, cool cisterns right into the heart of the solid mountain. These pathways were designed to catch every precious drop of the rare winter rain, guiding it slowly and lovingly into the city. Knowing that this hidden network of cool, calm water is sleeping right beneath our feet brings a deep sense of soothing relief. It is a beautiful metaphor for your own inner reserves of calm. No matter how dry or tiring your day has been, there is always a deep, quiet well of peace resting safely within you, waiting gently to wash away your exhaustion in the dark. Imagine the incredibly soothing sound of a gentle rainfall arriving softly in the desert after many long, dry months. The thirsty, porous sandstone drinks the cool water eagerly, darkening into rich, deep shades of maroon and heavy crimson. Then the intricate carved channels begin to sing. A soft, musical trickling sound starts to echo gently through the canyon, a beautiful, rhythmic melody that instantly calms the spirit. The water does not rush or roar. It glides smoothly along the perfectly angled stone, a masterclass in gentle, unhurried motion. Picture that cool, clear ribbon of water winding its way slowly past the grand monuments, bringing a refreshing, cleansing energy to the sleepy valley. Allow the imaginary sound of that soft, trickling water to wash over your mind, dissolving any lingering tension in your forehead and jaw. The steady, hypnotic flow carries your busy thoughts away, leaving behind a smooth, deeply peaceful emptiness that invites the heaviest, sweetest sleep. In the very center of the ancient city, the quiet water eventually gathered at the Nymphaeum, a beautifully ornate public fountain shaded by the sweeping branches of an ancient, sacred pistachio tree. This was the tranquil, beating heart of Petra, a place entirely dedicated to rest, reflection, and quiet nourishment. Imagine the soft, dappled moonlight filtering through the dark, heavy leaves of the old tree, casting gentle, swaying shadows on the smooth stone of the fountain. The water here gathered in a wide, shallow pool, perfectly still, acting as a flawless, dark mirror for the starry sky above. Looking into that calm, undisturbed pool is like looking directly into your own quieted mind. There are absolutely no ripples, no disturbances, just a profound, glassy stillness, reflecting only peace. Sit quietly by this imaginary pool in the cool shade, completely letting go of the world, feeling beautifully anchored by the gentle, eternal presence of the resting water. Deep inside the rock, hidden away from the heat of the sun, are the massive, echoing cisterns that safely stored the city's precious water. These grand underground chambers were carved with immense care, their walls coated smoothly with waterproof clay to protect their calming treasure. The air inside these ancient dark rooms is incredibly cool, wonderfully heavy, and thick with the comforting scent of wet earth and resting stone. Imagine slowly floating on your back in the center of one of these hidden subterranean pools. The darkness around you is absolute, a heavy, velvety blanket that completely insulates you from everything above ground. You are perfectly buoyant, held effortlessly by the calm, cool water. The profound, enveloping darkness of the cavern feels incredibly safe, an ultimate sanctuary of pure, undisturbed sensory rest. Your breathing slows down to match the absolute stillness of the underground pool, pulling you gently down into a state of deep, dreamless suspension. As midnight settles softly over the sleeping city, the character of the desert wind begins to gently change. It is no longer the sweeping breeze of the early evening. It softens into a slow, rhythmic pulsing that moves gently through the narrow, branching canyons. The wind hums a very low, resonant note as it passes across the carved stone facades, turning the entire mountain range into a massive, ancient, and beautiful wind instrument. This low, steady humming is incredibly grounding. It vibrates softly through the heavy air, a gentle acoustic massage that reaches deep into your tired muscles, coaxing them to completely let go. The sound is a perfect natural lullaby, wrapping the entire valley in a thick acoustic blanket of pure comfort. Allow this deep, resonant hum to completely fill your awareness, gently crowding out any stray thoughts and tuning your own physical frequency to the heavy, peaceful, unhurried vibration of the sleeping desert earth. We slowly make our way down toward the colonnaded street, the grand, wide thoroughfare that once served as the peaceful, bustling center of daily life. Now, it rests completely silent under the vast, starry sky. The tall, elegant pillars that line the street stand like a guard of honor, their shadows stretching long and soft across the ancient paving stones. Walking down this wide, open avenue brings a beautiful feeling of release. The narrow, intimate canyons have completely opened up, offering a grand, sweeping view of the slumbering valley floor. This physical expansion perfectly mimics the feeling of a tight, anxious chest finally opening up to take a long, deep, satisfying breath. The wide open space invites your mind to gently untangle itself, to spread out comfortably and simply rest in the quiet vastness. The absolute stillness of the grand columns anchors you beautifully to the earth, making you feel completely secure, perfectly balanced, and utterly relaxed. Just beside this quiet street lie the sprawling, magnificent ruins of the great temple. This massive complex of carved stone and elegant staircases was once a place of deep, reverent contemplation. Even in its current resting state, it radiates a profound, undeniable sense of sacred peace. The massive stone slabs that make up the temple floor have soaked up the warm, gentle energy of the sun for thousands of years, and now, in the cool of the night, they seem to softly hum with an ancient, comforting warmth. Imagine lying back on those smooth, heavy stones, feeling the deep, ancient heat transferring gently into your back, melting away every ounce of tension in your spine. The grand, sweeping staircases around you lead softly upward into the gentle shadows, inviting your consciousness to climb slowly away from the physical world and drift beautifully up into the soft, weightless, floating realm of deep and perfectly peaceful dreams. The intricate floor of the great temple is delicately paved with beautiful, hexagonal stones, carefully fitted together like a magnificent sleeping puzzle. This perfect resting geometry is deeply satisfying to a weary mind. There is a calm, predictable order to the shapes, a quiet perfection that requires absolutely no thought or effort to appreciate. Following the neat, repetitive lines of the ancient hexagons is like slowly counting backwards, a gentle, methodical exercise that gently distracts the brain and allows the body to sink deeper into sleep. The stones are worn incredibly smooth by the gentle passage of time and the soft touch of countless resting feet. Imagine running your fingertips slowly across that perfectly smooth, cool, geometric surface. The tactile sensation is grounding and incredibly soothing, pulling your focus entirely into the present, quiet moment, perfectly preparing your mind to slip effortlessly over the gentle edge of consciousness and into a heavy, sweet, completely undisturbed slumber. Among the beautifully fallen masonry of the great temple, you can find quiet, stunning carvings that speak of a gentle, ancient connection to distant, magical lands. The tops of the massive columns are adorned with the beautiful, sculpted heads of sleeping elephants. These majestic creatures, carved completely out of the local rose-red stone, are a surprising and delightful symbol of gentle strength and profound patience. The elephants look incredibly peaceful, their heavy stone eyes closed softly in eternal rest, completely unbothered by the slow turning of the centuries around them. Seeing these gentle, massive animals resting so quietly brings a beautiful, heavy feeling to your own chest. They embody the exact spirit of deep, unshakable slumber. Allow the quiet, massive patience of the stone elephants to transfer into your own tired limbs. Feel your arms and legs becoming wonderfully heavy, deeply relaxed, and perfectly still, just like the beautiful, slumbering guardians of this ancient, silent temple. At the far end of the quiet, colonnaded street stands the imposing, magnificent walls of Qasr al-Bint, the only freestanding structure in the ancient city to have survived the immense passage of time. Its massive square walls reach boldly toward the stars, radiating an incredible feeling of stability and unshakable endurance. This beautiful temple was built to withstand the trembling of the earth itself, its heavy protective walls designed to be a completely safe harbor in any storm. Standing gently in the shadow of this mighty, quiet fortress, you feel entirely protected from the outside world. The walls seem to absorb all the worries and anxieties of the day, neutralizing them completely within their thick, ancient stone. You are resting safely inside an impenetrable fortress of pure calm. Nothing can reach you here. You are completely insulated in a perfect bubble of soft, heavy peace, allowing you to completely surrender to the deep, comforting pull of sleep. Just outside the heavy doors of this ancient temple sits a grand, quiet altar, bathed beautifully in the soft, milky light of the moon. This was a place where gentle offerings were made softly to the heavens, a beautiful act of releasing something precious into the vast, unknown sky. You can use this quiet, imaginary space to softly make your own release tonight. Whatever heavy thoughts or lingering worries you are carrying, imagine placing them gently upon this ancient, smooth stone altar. You do not need to carry them into your sleep. The quiet desert night is more than happy to hold them safely for you. As you mentally place your burdens on the cool stone, feel a magnificent, sweeping sense of lightness taking over your entire body. The weight is gone, lifted beautifully away by the gentle desert breeze, leaving your mind completely empty, wonderfully clear, and perfectly ready to drift softly into a beautiful, weightless dream. Leaving the quiet valley floor behind, we slowly begin a gentle, winding ascent up a beautifully carved stone stairway that leads deep into the surrounding mountains. The path is incredibly peaceful, gently curving around the heavy shoulders of the ancient resting rock. With every slow, deliberate step upward, the air becomes just a little bit cooler, a little bit crisper, and perfectly still. The climb is not tiring. Instead, it feels like a soft, rhythmic meditation, a beautiful journey moving further away from the dense center of the city and closer to the quiet, open sky. As you ascend, imagine leaving behind a tiny fraction of your remaining wakefulness on every single step. By the time we reach the very top of the mountain, you will be beautifully, completely exhausted in the most pleasant, comforting way imaginable. Your body will crave the heavy, soft embrace of your bed, perfectly primed for an incredibly deep and restful night. As we finally crest the quiet mountain ridge, the narrow path opens up beautifully to reveal the magnificent Adverts, known gently as the monastery. It is even larger than the Grand Treasury, its massive, elegant facade carved deeply into the highest peak of the sleeping mountain. Here, closer to the stars, the absolute silence is incredibly profound, a thick, sweet quietness that feels like it has never been touched by sound. The sheer size of the beautiful carvings naturally commands a deep, reverent hush. The monastery faces perfectly westward, absorbing the very last gentle warmth of the setting sun, and now, in the cool velvet of the night, it radiates a soft, comforting residual heat. Standing quietly in front of this immense, peaceful monument makes you feel completely untethered from the world below. You are resting safely in the quiet heavens, wrapped perfectly in a soft blanket of stars and deep, ancient, beautiful stone. The grand plaza spreading out in front of the quiet monastery is entirely flat. A massive, smooth plateau of soft rock suspended beautifully in the starry sky. It feels like the very roof of the world, a completely isolated sanctuary of absolute peace. The edges of the plateau drop away softly into the dark, velvety shadows of the deep valleys below, leaving you beautifully marooned on an island of pure tranquility. Imagine lying back right in the very center of this massive, open, starry plaza. The solid, unmoving rock supports your tired body perfectly, offering an incredible sense of grounding and supreme safety. Above you, there is absolutely nothing but the vast, incredibly clear, star-filled cosmos. The beautiful feeling of extreme openness and perfect security blending together is powerfully relaxing. Your mind can expand infinitely into the dark, quiet sky, completely unburdened, floating beautifully and freely away from your physical body into the deep, sweet unknown. The silence of this beautiful, elevated height is distinctly different from the silence of the enclosed canyons below. It is a vast, expansive quiet, completely free from the gentle, echoing hum of the valley. It is the pure, soft silence of high altitude, where the air is wonderfully thin and incredibly clear. If you listen with a perfectly still mind, you can almost hear the soft, distant singing of the stars themselves, a very faint, shimmering frequency that perfectly matches the deepest, slowest delta waves of a sleeping brain. This pure, absolute silence acts beautifully like a soft, gentle vacuum, effortlessly drawing out the very last, stubborn fragments of active thought from your mind. It is completely cleansing, leaving behind a perfectly blank, dark, and beautiful canvas for your dreams to paint upon. Let the immense, heavy quiet of the mountain peak wash completely over you, drowning out everything except the slow, steady rhythm of your own heart. If you walk slowly and softly to the very edge of the quiet mountain plateau, a breathtaking panorama gently reveals itself in the soft moonlight. The rugged, folding mountains of the ancient desert stretch out continuously to the distant horizon, looking exactly like the rolling, frozen waves of a massive, sleeping, dark ocean. The deep valleys are completely filled with thick, soft pools of indigo shadow, while the high peaks catch the gentle silver kiss of the moon. It is a beautiful landscape of extreme contrast, completely softened and unified by the heavy blanket of the night. Looking out over this vast, sleeping world brings a profound sense of closure to the journey. The entire Earth is resting deeply, and it gently invites you to join in its vast, cosmic slumber. The rolling, shadowy peaks gently mimic the slow, heavy rise and fall of your own sleepy chest. A beautiful, natural rhythm of ultimate, profound relaxation. In the quietest, highest corners of these ancient mountains, The Nabataeans carved simple, unadorned blocks of stone to represent their gentle, protective deities, the most prominent being Dushara, the quiet lord of the mountain. These simple, abstract shapes were not meant to intimidate, but to serve as a quiet, heavy anchor for the mind. They stand as a beautiful testament to the power of utter simplicity. There is absolutely no need for complex thought or intricate details here in the dark. The smooth, featureless stone represents a mind completely at peace, stripped entirely of all complications and completely resting in its most natural, heavy state. As you visualize that perfectly smooth, quiet block of resting stone, allow your own mind to softly mirror its elegant simplicity. Let go of every single complicated detail of your waking life. Return beautifully to your simplest, heaviest, most natural state of being, a gentle, quiet consciousness resting softly in the comforting dark, slowly, beautifully, and with incredibly heavy, relaxed limbs. We begin our gentle descent back down the winding, shadowed mountain path. The journey downward requires absolutely no effort. Gravity gently pulls us softly and smoothly along, like a leaf drifting lazily down a quiet, slow-moving stream. Every downward step is a step deeper into the beautiful, heavy comfort of sleep. The cool air of the peaks gently follows us down, pooling softly in the lower valleys, thickening the atmosphere into a warm, soothing blanket. The intricate carved monuments we pass on the way down seem to be sleeping even more deeply now, their outlines blurred beautifully by the advancing heavy mist of the late night. The entire ancient city has completely surrendered to the dark, resting perfectly in the quiet heart of the desert. You are completely safe, beautifully guided, and incredibly ready to completely let go of the very last threads of your conscious waking mind. We softly arrive back at the grand plaza of the Treasury, finding it completely transformed by the absolute stillness of the deepest, darkest hour of the night. The countless paper lanterns have burned down to a very soft, faint and beautiful amber glow, casting perfectly long, lazy shadows across the cooling sand. The great carved urn at the top of the monument seems to glow faintly from within, holding perfectly onto the last beautiful drops of the silver moonlight. The entire space feels like a perfectly preserved ancient dream, floating beautifully outside the normal flow of time. You have walked through the very heart of the rose-red city, absorbing its magnificent ancient patience and its profound, heavy quiet. Your mind is now completely aligned with the incredibly slow, deep, geologic rhythm of the sleeping desert stone. As we gently turn back toward the narrow entrance of the canyon, you are carrying that profound, beautiful peace directly into your own sleep. As we softly re-enter the narrow embrace of the winding sick, the towering walls once again wrap around us like a heavy, protective blanket. The gentle amber glow of the Treasury slowly fades behind us, leaving only a beautiful, soft memory hanging warmly in the dark air. Walking back through this deeply carved passage feels exactly like a slow, comforting return to the quietest corner of your own mind. The cool, ancient stone rises magnificently on either side, effectively blocking out all the noise and busy energy of the vast outside world. You are walking safely within a deep, beautifully insulated corridor of absolute peace. Every slow step you take upon the soft, yielding sand gently releases another tiny layer of wakefulness. The gentle narrowing of the canyon perfectly mirrors the soft closing of your heavy eyelids, inviting you to surrender entirely to the beautiful, encompassing darkness that promises a long, deeply restorative sleep until the gentle morning light. Look softly at the beautifully smoothed walls of the gorge as we wander slowly through the peaceful shadows. Hidden within the gentle curves of the rose-colored rock are perfectly carved, shallow niches that once held small, quiet statues of resting spirits. These ancient, unseen guardians were placed here to offer a profound sense of safety and calm blessing to every tired traveler entering or leaving the hidden valley. Though the physical statues have softly merged back into the dust of time, their peaceful, protective intention still heavily lingers in the cool night air. You can almost feel their gentle, benevolent presence watching over your own journey into sleep. They are softly whispering that you are perfectly safe, beautifully held, and entirely protected in this quiet darkness. Allow that ancient, comforting blessing to settle warmly into your chest, wrapping your resting heart in a thick, invisible layer of supreme tranquility and deep, unbothered peace as you continue your slow, dreamy descent. The gentle floor of the ancient gorge is completely covered in a thick, luxurious carpet of perfectly ground sandstone, worn incredibly smooth by millions of quiet footsteps over the ages. Walking on this soft, yielding surface is like moving slowly through a beautiful, heavy dream, where gravity has lost its firm grip and every movement feels completely effortless. Your tired feet sink beautifully into the cool, dark sand, finding a perfect, natural cushion that lovingly absorbs all of your remaining physical weight. Imagine that wonderful feeling of weightlessness transferring directly to your resting body in bed. The mattress beneath you becomes as soft and as beautifully supportive as that deep, ancient desert sand. Every muscle, from your tired shoulders down to your heavy toes, is completely free to let go, sinking beautifully into that profound, comforting softness. The earth is gently holding you, requiring absolutely no effort on your part, completely inviting you to simply rest and beautifully drift away. High above our heads, the narrow, winding ribbon of the night sky continues to offer its slow, silent, spectacular show. Because the walls of the gorge are so incredibly high, the gentle starlight has to travel a long, peaceful way down to reach our sleepy eyes. This makes the stars look incredibly soft and beautifully diffused, glowing like tiny ancient pearls scattered lazily across a river of dark velvet. The Nabataeans deeply loved and quietly studied these stars, using their slow, predictable movements to gently navigate the vast open deserts. That same celestial predictability is profoundly soothing to a tired mind. The stars will always rise, they will always follow their ancient, quiet paths, and they will always offer their gentle, silver light. You do not need to figure anything out or plan for tomorrow. You only need to look softly up and trust in the beautiful, peaceful, unending rhythm of the grand, turning universe above you. If you run your hands gently along the lower edges of the canyon wall, you can feel a perfectly smooth, beautifully rounded channel carved deeply into the cooling stone. This is another part of the incredibly brilliant ancient water system, designed to softly guide the precious rainfall down into the hidden city. Tracing the gentle descending curve of this carved conduit is wonderfully calming. It represents a beautiful natural flow, moving effortlessly downward with the soft, encouraging pull of gravity. Imagine your own breathing following that same smooth, downward path. With every long, slow exhale, you are gently sending all your tension down and away, letting it flow smoothly out of your body and deep into the waiting earth. Just as the cool water once flowed peacefully along this very channel, your thoughts are now flowing gently and beautifully away, leaving your mind wonderfully clear, perfectly empty, and incredibly ready to welcome the heavy, sweet stillness of deep sleep. The quiet, sleeping stone of the Sikwik is remarkably colorful, even in the very low, soft light of the night. It is famously known as the Rose-Red City, but the beautiful sandstone actually holds a vast, gentle spectrum of soothing colors. There are soft bands of pale yellow that look exactly like dried chamomile, deep layers of rich mauve, and gentle ribbons of charcoal and slate. These beautiful colors were created by the slow, peaceful oxidation of iron within the ancient rock, a beautiful natural alchemy that took millions of unhurried years to perfectly complete. Staring softly at these gentle, shifting bands of muted color is like watching a very slow, beautiful sunset perfectly captured and frozen in solid stone. The quiet harmony of these earthy tones is visually incredibly resting, naturally encouraging your busy mind to completely stop analyzing and simply appreciate the beautiful, passive perfection of the gently slumbering, incredibly ancient, and perfectly quiet natural world. In the deepest, quietest sections of the winding gorge, the immense walls lean gently toward one another, completely blocking out the direct light of the moon. This creates pockets of absolute perfect darkness that feel wonderfully thick and incredibly comforting. There is nothing at all to see in these dark, quiet stretches, completely removing all visual stimulation from your tired brain. It is a profound sensory rest, a beautiful heavy emptiness that instantly calms the delicate nervous system. Imagine walking slowly into one of these perfect dark velvet pockets. You are entirely enveloped in a soft, completely unseeing peace. The darkness here is not empty. It is completely full of rest, holding you beautifully in a gentle sensory cocoon. Allow the comforting, heavy darkness of your own bedroom to perfectly mimic this ancient, soothing shadow, completely wrapping around you and gently coaxing your heavy, exhausted mind into a deep, dreamless, and wonderfully restorative state of pure slumber. As the soft desert wind gently funnels its way through the narrow twists of the canyon, it creates a very low, beautifully resonant acoustic hum that vibrates softly against the ancient stone. This natural acoustic phenomenon acts exactly like a giant, soothing tuning fork, gently vibrating at a frequency that naturally promotes deep, heavy relaxation. The ancient people who walked this path believed this beautiful low humming was the gentle sleeping voice of the mountain itself, humming a soft, continuous lullaby to the resting earth. You can almost feel that beautiful low vibration traveling softly through the soles of your feet, moving slowly and heavily up through your legs and settling warmly into your chest. It gently massages away the tight, anxious energy of the day, replacing it with a slow, heavy, pulsing rhythm of pure peace. Let that deep, ancient hum completely synchronize with your own slowing heartbeat, perfectly anchoring you to the quiet, resting core of the world. Look gently up at the beautiful, jagged rim of the canyon where the ancient rock meets the starry sky. You can softly see the silhouettes of gentle desert shrubs holding perfectly still in the quiet night air. These incredibly resilient plants, like the twisted juniper and the soft white broom, have deeply mastered the beautiful art of quiet survival. They grow wonderfully slowly, firmly rooting themselves deep into the cool, dark cracks of the stone, beautifully patient and entirely content with exactly what they have. They do not strive or reach frantically. They simply rest and exist in perfect, quiet harmony with the massive, unmoving mountain. Their deep, beautiful stillness is incredibly inspiring. As you lie safely in your bed, you can softly adopt the profound patience of a resting desert tree. You do not need to grow or achieve anything right now. You only need to root yourself beautifully in the present moment and rest deeply in the dark. The ancient caravans that once traveled softly through this canyon brought incredibly precious, soothing goods from the farthest edges of the known world. They carried beautiful, heavy bales of fine, woven silk, tiny, precious vials of sweet-smelling nard, and gentle, calming spices like cinnamon and cardamom. Even though those soft, fragrant caravans have been gone for thousands of years, it is deeply comforting to imagine the quiet ghost of those beautiful scents still lingering faintly in the cool, trapped air of the gorge. Imagine inhaling a very soft, phantom breath of warm cinnamon and rich, earthy frankincense. The imaginary fragrance is deeply warming, instantly relaxing the muscles of your chest and softening the tension in your jaw. It smells exactly like safety, comfort, and ancient luxury. Let that beautiful, phantom scent completely fill your imagination, gently pushing out every other thought, leaving you wrapped wonderfully in a thick, fragrant blanket of perfect, historical, and deeply soothing calm. Because this winding canyon is so incredibly deep and perfectly sheltered, the temperature here remains wonderfully constant, a beautiful, cool sanctuary compared to the vast open desert above. This thermal stability is incredibly relaxing to experience. There are no sudden, jarring changes in the air, only a perfectly even, cool, and gentle atmosphere that lightly touches your skin. It feels like stepping softly into a beautifully climate-controlled dream where everything is perfectly adjusted for your ultimate comfort. Your own resting environment can softly mimic this beautiful, stable cocoon. The cool, gentle touch of your bedsheets and the soft, heavy warmth of your blankets perfectly balance your body, keeping you beautifully secure and perfectly comfortable. You are resting exactly like the quiet heart of the ancient mountain, perfectly insulated from all the extreme, chaotic energies of the outside world, resting beautifully in a state of perfectly balanced, wonderfully deep, and incredibly soothing thermal equilibrium all through the long night. The ancient sculptors of this beautiful city did not just carve tombs and temples, they also carefully smoothed away the roughest, sharpest parts of the canyon walls to create a more gentle, welcoming passage. They understood that the physical environment beautifully shapes the internal landscape of the mind. By softening the hard edges of the rock, they created a perfectly soothing, flowing aesthetic that naturally puts the traveler entirely at ease. This beautiful, intentional softening is a perfect lesson in letting go of our own sharp, rigid edges. As you drift closer to deep sleep, mentally gently smooth away the harsh corners of your day. Take a slow, deep breath and quietly round off any lingering frustration or tight anxiety. Let everything in your mind become as beautifully smooth, gentle and flowing as the hand-polished sandstone walls of this magnificent ancient corridor. You are perfectly smooth, beautifully calm, and utterly ready for a sweet, heavy and dreamless rest. In the quietest hours of the deepest night, a very soft, cool mist occasionally rolls lazily down from the high mountain peaks, settling beautifully into the bottom of the gorge. This gentle desert fog is incredibly delicate, looking exactly like a river of slow-moving silver silk weaving softly between the heavy stone walls. It completely blurs the distinct outlines of the ancient carvings, making the entire canyon feel like a wonderful, beautifully hazy and incredibly peaceful dreamscape. Imagine walking slowly through that gentle, cool mist. It touches your cheeks softly, bringing a wonderful, hydrating calm to your tired skin. The mist dampens all sound perfectly, wrapping the world in a thick, wet and beautifully heavy acoustic blanket. Let your own thoughts become beautifully hazy and beautifully blurred, just like the sleeping stones hidden entirely in the quiet, rolling fog. Everything is perfectly soft, entirely indistinct, and beautifully, profoundly, deeply at rest in the cool heart of the silent desert. Occasionally, you might softly notice the beautiful, weathered remains of ancient, carved steps leading mysteriously up into the dark, completely inaccessible crevices of the gorge walls. These gentle, hidden pathways once led up to high, quiet platforms where the Nabataeans would sit silently and observe the slow turning of the stars. They were profoundly, deeply connected to the beautifully slow, cosmic rhythms of the vast universe. Seeing these quiet, sleeping staircases gently reminds us to elevate our own perspective. When you completely pull back and look at your life from the quiet, immense vantage point of the starry sky, the small, daily worries instantly shrink down to absolutely nothing. You're a very small, beautifully peaceful part of a massive, perfectly orchestrated cosmic dance. Let go of the heavy, terrestrial details of the day. Allow your mind to gently climb those ancient, starlit steps, resting beautifully in a high, quiet place of pure perspective and absolute, unbothered, eternal calm. The beautiful, rose-colored rock of the canyon is composed of microscopic grains of quartz sand, gently cemented together over millions of deeply peaceful years. Quartz is a beautiful mineral known for its incredible stability and its quiet, enduring strength. You are literally walking slowly through a massive, beautiful mountain made entirely of tiny, quiet, sleeping crystals. Imagine that beautiful, stable energy radiating softly out from the smooth stone walls, offering you its deep, ancient, and incredibly grounded strength. This is not the active, busy strength of the day, but the quiet, enduring, holding strength of the deep night. It is the strength to completely stop, to deeply rest, and to softly heal. Allow your tired body to deeply absorb that quiet, crystalline stability. Feel yourself becoming wonderfully heavy, deeply anchored, and perfectly solid, resting safely in your warm bed, just like the billions of quiet, sleeping quartz grains resting perfectly inside the ancient heart of the gentle rose-red mountain. Notice how perfectly the soft, winding path of the canyon completely dictates our unhurried pace. The narrow, curving walls gently force you to move slowly, beautifully removing any desire or ability to rush. This ancient path demands a very slow, mindful, and incredibly peaceful way of walking. It is a beautiful physical reminder to completely slow down your internal pacing. There is absolutely no benefit to rushing into sleep. It must be softly approached, exactly like winding your way slowly through a beautiful ancient desert gorge. Take your time. Enjoy the quiet, heavy sensation of your limbs relaxing one by one. Savor the slow, beautiful deepening of your breath. The destination of deep, restorative sleep is waiting beautifully just around the corner, and it will not disappear. You can take all the quiet time in the world to softly drift there, entirely supported by the slow, meandering, and perfectly peaceful rhythm of the ancient, sleepy canyon path. Very carefully carved into the lowest parts of the smooth sandstone walls are small, shallow troughs that once served as quiet watering holes for the gentle, tired animals of the ancient caravans. These beautiful small basins were a perfect sign of pure hospitality and deep, caring relief for creatures that had walked tirelessly across the burning sands. Imagining the soft, grateful sounds of a quiet animal drinking cool, clear water in the deep shade is incredibly soothing. It is a beautiful scene of complete restoration and profound, quiet relief. You too have traveled a very long, tiring way through the busy hours of your day. Now, it is your gentle turn to stop at the quiet oasis of the night. Drink deeply from the cool, restorative well of absolute silence. Allow your tired mind to completely quench its thirst for peace, beautifully finding ultimate, profound relief in the soft, heavy, and completely undisturbed darkness of your comfortable bed. As the soft desert wind continues its slow, rhythmic breathing through the narrow canyon, it occasionally picks up incredibly tiny, microscopic grains of loose sand, carrying them gently along the ancient floor. When these soft, tiny grains gently brush against the solid stone walls, they create a nearly imperceptible, beautiful whispering sound. It is a soft, dry, incredibly gentle shushing noise, perfectly resembling the comforting sound a parent makes to softly lull a tired child to sleep. Shh, shh. The entire mountain is quietly and beautifully whispering for you to sleep. Listen closely to that imaginary, soft, sweeping sound. Let it completely wash over your consciousness, beautifully sweeping away the very last, lingering, busy thoughts of the waking world. The gentle, acoustic sweeping of the sand is wonderfully hypnotic. A perfect, ancient lullaby designed by the earth itself to completely quiet your mind and pull you softly down into the heavy, beautiful depths of total, profound relaxation. The Nabataeans were completely, deeply attuned to the gentle, shifting light of the moon, using its soft, silver phases to gently track the passage of the quiet desert months. They understood beautifully that life moves in slow, predictable cycles of brightness and deep rest. The full moon offered beautiful light for safe nighttime travel, while the quiet, dark moon offered a period of deep, necessary stillness and inward reflection. We are softly mirroring that beautiful natural cycle right now. The bright, active phase of your day is completely finished. You have gracefully entered the beautiful, quiet phase of the dark moon, a time dedicated entirely to heavy rest and profound, beautiful inactivity. You do not need to shine or produce anything at all right now. You only need to completely surrender to the soft, heavy, restorative darkness, resting beautifully in the quiet, comforting knowledge that this deep, peaceful downtime is a completely natural, entirely necessary part of your beautiful life cycle. In some of the slightly wider bends of the gentle gorge, the smooth sandstone walls are beautifully pockmarked with tiny, natural, wind-carved caves known gently as tofoni. These soft, rounded hollows look exactly like thousands of tiny, sleeping eyes, completely closed and peacefully resting in the cool face of the cliff. The beautiful, organic geometry of these gentle hollows is incredibly pleasing to the tired eye. They create a wonderful repeating pattern of deep, soft shadows that naturally draws your focus completely inward. Looking softly into those tiny, dark resting places gently encourages your own consciousness to retreat. Imagine your active thoughts slowly tucking themselves safely away into those small, perfectly quiet, dark caves for the long night. They are beautifully put away, entirely safe, and completely quieted. Your mind is now wonderfully empty, a perfectly smooth, unbothered surface, incredibly ready to beautifully reflect nothing but the calm, heavy, and deeply peaceful emptiness of profound and undisturbed sleep. The beautiful geology of this deeply carved gorge is an incredible, silent testament to the gentle, astonishing power of water. Although the canyon is dry now, it was entirely shaped over millions of years by the slow, persistent, and incredibly patient flow of ancient flash floods. It is a wonderful, calming paradox. The incredibly solid, immovable rock was beautifully and completely sculpted by something as soft, yielding, and gentle as flowing water. This offers a deeply relaxing, beautiful truth. You do not need to be hard or rigid to be profoundly strong or to gently shape your own quiet reality. Softness, patience, and gentle persistence are incredibly powerful forces. Let go of all the hard, tense effort in your muscles. Soften completely into your warm mattress. Become as fluid, gentle and deeply yielding as that ancient sculpting water, allowing the soft, heavy current of complete relaxation to effortlessly and beautifully shape your gentle passage into the deepest night. Notice the incredibly beautiful, subtle fragrance that always accompanies the deep desert night. Because the air is so incredibly dry, it holds on to scents beautifully, presenting them with a pure, soft clarity. There is the faint, earthy smell of the cooling sandstone, beautifully mixed with the deeply herbal, quiet scent of the resting desert sagebrush. It is a very clean, remarkably austere, and incredibly purifying aroma. Breathing in this imaginary, quiet desert air feels exactly like washing your lungs with absolute peace. It is a completely clarifying scent that sweeps away all the mental clutter and busy, stale air of the long day. With every slow, deep breath, draw that clean, ancient, purifying calm deeply into your chest. Let it beautifully oxygenate your tired blood with pure, quiet relaxation, making your limbs feel wonderfully heavy, incredibly warm, and completely beautifully prepared to sink entirely into a long, restorative, and profoundly deep slumber. The gentle Nabataean people who carved this magnificent city were famously known as the peaceful guardians of the vast, open desert. They did not conquer this rugged landscape with harsh weapons. They beautifully conquered it with deep understanding, incredible patience, and profound, quiet harmony. They built their beautiful homes directly into the sheltering rock, living completely in tune with the quiet rhythm of the earth. Knowing that you are slowly walking through a place built entirely on a foundation of profound peace and intelligent. Gentle harmony is deeply soothing to the resting soul. There is absolutely no aggressive energy resting in these ancient stones, only a beautiful, welcoming, and incredibly heavy tranquility. Let that profound historical peace gently seep directly into your own bones. You are beautifully aligning yourself with a deeply ancient, entirely peaceful way of being, gently resting completely in harmony with your environment, utterly safe, and completely, profoundly relaxed. As we gently approach the very final winding turn of the deep canyon, the incredibly tall, towering walls begin to slowly, softly taper downwards, gently opening back up to the vast, starry expanse of the open desert plain. The incredibly thick, concentrated darkness of the deep gorge slowly gives way to the vast, expansive, beautiful silver light of the open night sky. It is a wonderfully gradual, perfectly gentle transition from a deeply enclosed, heavily protected sleep into a wider, beautifully expansive, and perfectly floating dream state. You are gently emerging from the quiet, heavy depths of the earth, perfectly cleansed, entirely rested, and beautifully unburdened. The vast, open desert stretching out before us beautifully represents the limitless, perfectly calm expanse of your own deeply resting mind. There are absolutely no walls left, no boundaries, and absolutely no limits to the profound, heavy depth of peace you are beautifully experiencing right in this very quiet moment. Stepping softly out of the ancient canyon and back onto the incredibly soft, open sand of the desert floor feels exactly like taking a wonderfully long, deeply satisfying breath after a period of intense, quiet focus. The air here is completely unrestricted, softly moving in beautiful, gentle ripples across the cooling dunes. The entire magnificent journey through the deep, rose-red heart of the sleeping mountain is now beautifully complete. You have walked entirely through the ancient, heavy shadows, gracefully absorbed the profound, quiet patience of the sleeping stone, and beautifully, completely emptied your mind of all waking concerns. You are now standing quietly under the vast, magnificent canopy of a billion gentle stars, feeling completely weightless, wonderfully warm, and incredibly sleepy. The ancient desert has beautifully shared its deepest, quietest secrets of profound rest with you, and your heavy, tired body is now completely and beautifully ready to absolutely, entirely, and peacefully let go. The open desert floor stretching out before us is a magnificent, endless ocean of the softest, finest silver sand. Over millions of quiet years, the heavy ancient sandstone mountains have been beautifully and gently ground down into this luxurious yielding powder. Walking slowly across this vast open space requires absolutely no effort. The soft ground perfectly rises up to lovingly support every single step. It feels exactly like walking gently on a thick, heavy cloud suspended softly in the quiet night sky. Imagine your own bed perfectly transforming into this endless, deeply supportive ocean of cool, gentle sand. It completely contours to the heavy shape of your resting body, cradling your tired limbs with a profound, earthy softness. There are no pressure points, no lingering tension, only a beautiful, sweeping feeling of total, perfect suspension. You are beautifully held by the gentle desert, completely free to sink deeper and deeper into the heavy, comforting warmth of profound, undisturbed sleep. Way off in the quiet, hazy distance, nestled safely at the soft base of a towering, dark mountain, a tiny golden light flickers beautifully in the velvety night. It is the gentle, welcoming glow of a small, traditional Bedouin campfire, a soft beacon of warmth and ancient hospitality in the vast, sleeping landscape. The fire does not roar. It simply breathes a slow, rhythmic, comforting warmth into the cool desert air. Imagine sitting quietly by that small, gentle fire, completely wrapped in a heavy, soft woolen blanket. The mesmerizing, slow dance of the tiny, glowing embers naturally captures your heavy, tired attention, softly drawing your busy thoughts into the quiet, pulsing rhythm of the fading coals. Staring deeply into the gentle, warm heart of a dying fire is an incredibly ancient, deeply hypnotic practice that effortlessly pulls the mind down into a sweet, trance-like state of heavy, absolute, and perfectly beautiful relaxation. Drifting softly on the cool, invisible currents of the night wind is the incredibly comforting, sweet aroma of fresh desert sage and warm, gently brewing tea. The nomadic people of this beautiful, quiet valley have gathered these delicate, healing herbs for countless peaceful generations. The scent is beautifully mild, perfectly balanced, with a gentle, earthy sweetness that instantly calms the delicate nervous system. Imagine holding a small, perfectly warm cup of this soothing, fragrant tea gently in your resting hands. The soft, radiant heat beautifully transfers directly into your palms, completely melting away the cold, tight tension of the long day. As you take a slow, imaginary sip, that beautiful, heavy warmth travels slowly down your throat, settling perfectly and comfortably in the very center of your chest. It is a profound liquid comfort that radiates outward, wrapping your entire resting body in a thick, beautiful blanket of pure, herbal, deeply soothing calm. The Nabataeans were not only master carvers of massive, sleeping mountains, but they were also the incredibly gentle creators of some of the finest, most delicate pottery in the ancient world. Their beautiful resting clay vessels were spun so wonderfully thin that they were often compared to the fragile, perfectly smooth shell of a resting egg. They painted these gentle bowls with soft, flowing lines of dark red, mimicking the beautiful, sweeping vines of the quiet desert flora. Imagining the incredible, slow, and completely focused patience required to gently shape something so breathtakingly delicate is profoundly relaxing. The potter's hands had to move with ultimate softness, completely in tune with the smooth, wet clay. Allow your own breathing to become beautifully smooth and perfectly delicate, just like the gentle hands of the ancient artisan. Softly shape this quiet moment of rest with absolute tenderness, creating a beautiful, delicate, and perfectly peaceful space for your mind to quietly sleep. Look softly at the gentle, sweeping curves of the massive stone monuments resting beautifully in the distance. The wind is the original, eternal artist of this quiet valley, completely shaping the magnificent, heavy rock over millions of perfectly patient, unhurried years. The wind never forces the stone, it simply caresses it slowly, day after quiet day, night after dark night, until all the harsh, sharp edges are beautifully, completely worn away. This incredibly slow, gentle persistence is a wonderful, calming meditation on the beautiful power of time. You do not need to urgently force yourself to fall asleep. Just like the gentle, quiet wind shaping the massive mountain, simply allow the slow, repetitive rhythm of your own calm breathing to gradually, softly wear away the waking thoughts. Trust completely in the gentle, natural process of relaxation. The deep, beautiful sleep will come softly and naturally, smoothing away the entire day with its heavy, comforting, and perfect embrace. High above the sleeping valley, the beautiful, pale silver moon continues its slow, majestic arc across the vast, dark velvet of the starry sky. It moves with a quiet, undeniable grace, completely unbothered by the heavy, resting world below. As it softly travels, it completely changes the deep shadows of the ancient canyon, slowly pulling the blanket of darkness gently over different sleeping monuments. Watching the moon's incredibly slow, silent progress is deeply hypnotizing. It is the ultimate timepiece, measuring the quiet hours not in stressful seconds or minutes, but in beautiful, vast, sweeping fractions of the night. You can softly tether your own resting mind to that incredibly slow, beautiful, celestial pace. Let your thoughts move as slowly and as gracefully as the quiet moon crossing the deep, dark ocean of the sky. There is absolutely nowhere else to be. Only this beautiful, gentle, floating journey through the incredibly peaceful, heavy hours of the deep night. The profound silence of this massive, open desert is entirely different from the quiet of a closed, dark room. It is a completely vast, heavy, and incredibly expansive silence that seems to stretch out infinitely in absolutely every direction. If you were to softly whisper into this beautiful, dark void, the sound would simply dissolve instantly, beautifully absorbed by the endless soft sand and the heavy ancient air. It is an environment that completely swallows all noise, offering a beautiful, absolute sanctuary for an overstimulated, tired mind. Imagine your busy thoughts acting just like that soft, tiny whisper in the massive desert. The moment they gently arise, they are completely and beautifully absorbed by the vast, heavy silence of the night, instantly fading away into absolute nothingness. Your mind is left perfectly, wonderfully empty, a beautiful, vast expanse of deep, peaceful quiet, completely ready to sink into the heavy, welcoming depths of a profound, dreamless slumber. Nestled safely into the gentle, curving base of the surrounding mountains are countless small, beautifully carved and completely empty caves. These were once quiet, peaceful homes, heavily insulated from the heat of the sun by the massive cooling rock above. Stepping gently into one of these imaginary dark caves feels exactly like returning to the safest, most comforting place on earth. The heavy, thick stone walls immediately block out absolutely everything, creating a perfect, dark, completely silent sensory cocoon. The air inside is wonderfully cool, perfectly still, and deeply, beautifully restful. It is the perfect, ultimate hiding place for a weary soul. Imagine gently curling up softly on a thick, comfortable bed of warm rugs right in the very center of this safe, dark, ancient cave. You are completely hidden, entirely protected and wonderfully enveloped by the heavy sleeping mountain. Allow the profound, thick darkness to beautifully wrap around you, sealing you safely in perfect deep sleep. Out on the open, starlit plain, the very gentle night breeze softly rearranges the fine top layer of the silver sand. It moves in beautiful, slow, undulating waves, creating completely new, delicate patterns every single hour. It is a completely imperceptible, profoundly quiet, and beautifully continuous act of gentle creation and soft erasure. By the time the warm morning sun rises, the vast desert floor will be entirely smooth, perfectly renewed, and completely cleansed of yesterday's footprints. This beautiful natural resetting is a wonderful metaphor for your own journey into sleep. As you rest deeply tonight, the heavy, comforting waves of your dreams will gently wash over your tired mind, completely smoothing out the wrinkled, busy footprints of your long day. You will gently wake tomorrow entirely refreshed, perfectly renewed, and beautifully clear. Allow the soft, imaginary wind to gently sweep your mind beautifully clean right now, leaving only a perfectly smooth, completely peaceful, and heavily resting blank canvas. Even though the ancient carved water channels are wonderfully dry today, you can easily imagine the gentle, soothing sound they once made as they carried the quiet, cooling water perfectly under the stars. The Nabataeans angled these beautiful stone grooves so perfectly that the water flowed at exactly the right, slow, peaceful speed, never rushing or overflowing, just a steady, beautiful, continuous glide. Picture a soft, silver ribbon of cool water moving gently along the sleeping rock, reflecting the soft, twinkling starlight beautifully back into the night. The imaginary sound is a perfectly soft, continuous trickling, a beautiful, rhythmic melody that naturally completely slows the beating of your heart. Focus softly on that gentle, imaginary, flowing sound. Let it smoothly carry your awareness gently down, deeper and deeper into relaxation. exactly like the cool, quiet water flowing gracefully down from the high, silent mountains, directly into the deep, resting heart of the slumbering rose-red city. If you softly close your heavy eyes and imagine running your fingertips very slowly over the ancient carved sandstone, the tactile sensation is incredibly, deeply soothing. It is not cold or hard like granite. Instead, it has a beautiful, soft, almost warm, velvety texture that feels incredibly gentle against the skin. The rock absorbs the gentle heat of the sun all day and beautifully, slowly releases it throughout the long, cool night. Touching the sleeping stone feels like touching something that is wonderfully alive, breathing with a very slow, deep geologic rhythm. Imagine that beautifully soft, warm, velvety texture gently transferring directly to the heavy blankets covering your tired body. Every single fiber of your bed is perfectly infused with the comforting, ancient warmth of the gentle desert stone, pressing softly and beautifully against your heavy muscles, coaxing them to completely melt entirely into the deep, luxurious, and perfectly peaceful comfort of your quiet, resting bed. In the quiet shadows of the ancient encampment, the gentle, massive desert camels are completely settled down for the long night. These incredible, deeply resilient animals are the true masters of profound, heavy rest. They fold their long, graceful legs perfectly underneath them, resting their heavy, soft heads gently on the cool, silver sand. Their breathing is incredibly slow, deep and wonderfully resonant, a beautiful, low, rumbling sigh that completely harmonizes with the soft desert wind. Watching a large, peaceful animal rest so deeply and so completely is naturally, incredibly contagious. Their massive, slow-beating hearts set a perfect, calming rhythm for the entire sleeping camp. Allow the beautiful, heavy image of those peacefully resting, quiet creatures to completely anchor your own mind. Mirror their deep, unbothered stillness. Let your breathing become just as slow, just as deep, and just as completely relaxed as a gentle, sleeping giant resting beautifully under the vast, quiet canopy of the desert stars. Standing quietly in a place that has rested so beautifully and so peacefully for thousands of years naturally introduces a profoundly calming, gentle sense of eternity to the weary mind. The ancient stones have quietly witnessed the slow, beautiful passage of countless generations, completely undisturbed by the small, fleeting worries of any single day. This magnificent deep-time perspective is the ultimate, perfect remedy for a stressed or busy mind. When you completely align your thoughts with the ancient, heavy, slow-moving rhythm of the majestic rose-red city, your own temporary concerns simply beautifully evaporate into the vast, dark night. You are safely held in the gentle, timeless embrace of history. There is absolutely no rush, no pressing deadline, and completely no urgency here. There is only this beautiful, eternal, quiet moment, softly inviting you to completely let go of time entirely and sink beautifully into the deep, infinite, and perfectly peaceful ocean of heavy, restorative sleep. As the midnight hour softly approaches, the temperature of the vast desert floor beautifully and gradually cools, creating a wonderfully crisp, incredibly refreshing atmosphere. This slow, natural dropping of the heat is the Earth's perfect, beautiful signal that it is finally time to deeply sleep. Your own body naturally cools down just slightly as you softly drift into slumber, perfectly mimicking this beautiful, vast desert rhythm. Imagine a very soft, cool, gentle breeze lightly brushing across your warm forehead, sweeping completely away any lingering heat or tense energy from your long day. The cool air feels wonderfully pure, absolutely clean, and deeply, perfectly clarifying. It completely settles your nervous system, pulling you beautifully and safely down into a state of heavy, cozy hibernation. You are completely, wonderfully snug in your warm bed, while the cool, gentle night air safely and softly blankets the vast, sleeping world outside, ensuring a perfect, deep, and beautifully undisturbed rest. The starlight in this remote, deeply quiet part of the world is so incredibly clear and wonderfully bright that it actually casts perfectly soft, tiny shadows across the undulating silver sand dunes. Millions of gentle, ancient light beams, having traveled for completely unimaginable, quiet distances through the vast cosmos, finally come to softly rest entirely on the sleepy desert floor. The sand literally sparkles very faintly, exactly like crushed diamonds scattered beautifully across a massive dark velvet blanket. This gentle, shimmering landscape is incredibly mesmerizing, a perfect, soft visual lullaby that effortlessly commands your tired attention without requiring any mental energy. Imagine your mind becoming exactly like that beautiful, vast, empty expanse of resting sand. It is completely still, wonderfully quiet, and beautifully open, doing absolutely nothing but softly receiving the gentle, peaceful, and perfectly calming light of a billion distant sleeping stars. It is a state of pure, heavy, and absolutely beautiful cosmic tranquility. This beautiful hidden valley was once the beating heart of the ancient, slow-moving incense trade route. Precious, heavy bags of deeply calming frankincense and rich, grounding myrrh traveled quietly on the backs of gentle animals for thousands of slow miles, just to softly rest here. These ancient resins were completely prized for their incredible, beautiful ability to deeply soothe the spirit and softly quiet a troubled mind. Though the physical trade has been gone for centuries, the profound, calming essence of those ancient, sleepy aromatics seems to be permanently, beautifully infused directly into the porous, rose-colored stone. Imagine breathing in that deeply rich, perfectly warm and wonderfully sweet, earthy fragrance. It is the purest, most ancient form of heavy, beautiful relaxation. Let the imaginary, gentle smoke of the sweet incense completely fill your mind, softly enveloping every single thought in a thick, fragrant, and profoundly heavy cloud of pure, ancient, and beautifully undisturbed peace. The incredible architecture of Petra was not designed to be harsh, towering, or intimidating. It was beautifully carved to be a gentle, quiet extension of the sleeping earth itself. The grand, magnificent columns and beautifully sweeping pediments perfectly echo the natural, soft, vertical lines of the ancient canyon walls. This brilliant, deep harmony between human touch and the quiet, natural world is incredibly, profoundly restful to observe. There is no loud conflict here, no aggressive contrast, only a beautiful, seamless, and entirely peaceful blending of art and ancient nature. When things perfectly belong together, exactly like the carved stones and the vast dark mountain, they create an atmosphere of profound, unshakable calm. Allow your own resting body to perfectly, beautifully blend directly into your comfortable bed. You entirely belong exactly where you are right now, resting perfectly in absolute harmony with the quiet, heavy night, beautifully sinking into a state of total, perfect, and deeply harmonious rest. Buried safely and deeply beneath the vast, cooling sand are the massive, perfectly dark, ancient water cisterns of the lost city. These beautifully hidden chambers hold completely still, perfectly cool water that has absolutely never seen the bright light of the day. The water rests in a state of absolute, perfect sensory deprivation, completely untouched by the wind, perfectly silent and incredibly, profoundly heavy. Imagining that perfectly deep, totally undisturbed, completely dark pool of cool water is exactly like visualizing the very deepest, heaviest stages of human sleep. It is a profound, beautiful depth of absolute pure stillness that completely rejuvenates the weary soul. Let your mind gently sink down, exactly like a soft, heavy stone, gently falling slowly into that deep, dark, and perfectly silent ancient well. Down, down, beautifully down, until you reach the very bottom, resting perfectly in the ultimate, cool, completely undisturbed, and wonderfully peaceful dark quiet of total slumber. Being completely surrounded by such massive, ancient, and beautifully enduring stone monuments naturally creates an incredible, deep feeling of absolute safety and profound protection. The heavy, rose-red walls of the vast canyon act exactly like a giant protective fortress, expertly built to gently keep the chaotic, noisy world completely out. You are resting softly in the very center of an ancient, perfectly secure sanctuary. Nothing fast, nothing loud, and absolutely nothing stressful can possibly enter this beautifully insulated, deep desert valley. This incredible, heavy feeling of ultimate safety allows your delicate nervous system to completely power down entirely. You do not need to be alert. You do not need to listen for danger. You are completely, beautifully watched over by the gentle, silent, giant stone mountains. Let go entirely of every single guard. Surrender beautifully and completely to the heavy, thick, warm, and entirely protective embrace of the ancient sleeping desert night. As the quiet night beautifully deepens, the vast, deep shadows cast by the ancient carved monuments softly begin to slowly, imperceptibly shift across the silver sand. This movement is incredibly slow, entirely governed by the gentle, beautiful, sweeping rotation of the massive earth beneath the vast canopy of stars. Watching the soft, dark edges of the heavy shadows gently creep across the ground is exactly like watching the slow, heavy sweep of the minute hand on an ancient, silent clock. It is completely mesmerizing, drawing your tired attention softly into a beautifully slow, rhythmic trance. The gentle lengthening of the dark shadows perfectly mirrors the slow, beautiful lengthening of your own deep, resting breaths. With every single slow, heavy exhalation, the shadows stretch beautifully a little further, perfectly wrapping the quiet world in an even deeper, heavier, and more profoundly comforting blanket of absolute, beautifully soft and completely undisturbed dark peace. The grand, completely empty stone amphitheater, carved beautifully from the solid mountain, sits perfectly silent under the vast, sparkling midnight sky. Where thousands once softly gathered, there is now only the immense, beautiful and profound presence of pure, thick quiet. The beautifully curved, sweeping rows of ancient seating perfectly cradle the heavy emptiness of the night, holding it gently, exactly like a precious, sleeping child. The acoustic properties of the carved stone beautifully amplify the absolute stillness, making the silence feel incredibly thick, incredibly rich, and wonderfully, deeply heavy. Imagine sitting entirely alone in the very center of that massive, beautiful, quiet space. The thick silence is not lonely. It is completely full, deeply comforting, and beautifully expansive. It softly absorbs every last remaining thought in your mind, completely clearing away the clutter, leaving you perfectly empty, beautifully heavy, and entirely ready to cross softly into the deep, sweet world of floating dreams. Very softly suspended in the cool, still air of the deep canyon are millions of incredibly tiny, invisible motes of ancient desert dust. When the gentle, pale moonlight perfectly catches them, they softly shimmer exactly like a faint, beautiful golden mist hanging lazily in the quiet air. This gentle, floating dust gives the entire atmosphere a wonderfully soft, dreamy, and perfectly ethereal quality, blurring the hard lines of reality and beautifully softening the edges of the dark world. It feels exactly like slowly walking through a beautifully painted, slow-motion dream sequence where everything is wonderfully muted, deeply soft, and entirely incredibly peaceful. Breathe in that soft, gentle, beautifully shimmering air. Let it smoothly travel deep into your resting lungs, completely filling your entire body with exactly that same soft, dreamy, floating lightness. You are slowly becoming completely untethered from the heavy waking world, beautifully drifting gently into a perfectly soft, deep sleep. Although it is now perfectly, beautifully deep night, the massive, rose-colored sandstone beautifully retains the deep, quiet memory of the ancient setting sun. The rock was gently bathed in a magnificent, warm, fiery glow for countless quiet hours, absorbing all of that beautiful solar energy deep into its heavy, solid core. Now, in the profound, dark stillness, it very softly radiates that exact same warm, comforting memory back into the cool desert air. It is a completely invisible, deeply soothing warmth that gently wraps entirely around you. Imagine that exact same beautiful, ancient solar warmth perfectly radiating directly from the soft, heavy blankets on your bed. It completely melts away the very last stubborn pockets of physical tension softly hiding in your tired muscles. The gentle warmth deeply penetrates your heavy shoulders, beautifully relaxing your back and completely sinking you perfectly into a state of profound, absolute and wonderfully deep, heavy physical release. Over on the very farthest, darkest edge of the rugged desert horizon, a single, beautifully bright, ancient star begins to softly, slowly dip completely out of sight. It is gently setting, exactly like the sun, finishing its long, quiet, beautiful journey across the vast night sky. Watching a star slowly set is a profound, incredibly beautiful reminder that absolutely everything has a perfect, natural, and beautifully quiet conclusion. The long, busy day is completely, entirely over. The endless thoughts and gentle worries have softly reached their absolute end. There is absolutely nothing left to do, nothing left to see, and perfectly nothing left to think about. Just as the beautiful star softly slips away into the deep, heavy, dark velvet of the horizon, you too can completely, beautifully let go. Slip softly over the gentle, dark edge of consciousness, falling beautifully and slowly down into a perfect, heavy, and completely undisturbed ocean of sleep. The entire ancient, magnificent, rose-red city of Petra is now perfectly, completely, and beautifully at rest. The gentle wind has softly died down to absolutely nothing. The fine silver sand is completely undisturbed. The massive, beautiful carved mountains stand in profound, eternal, and perfectly heavy stillness. The vast starry sky holds the quiet earth perfectly in a deep, cosmic, and wonderfully beautiful embrace. You are now entirely, perfectly synchronized with this massive, ancient, and incredibly profound peace. Your breathing is wonderfully slow, beautifully deep, and completely, perfectly even. Your body is wonderfully warm, entirely heavy, and completely, beautifully relaxed. You have entirely left the waking world far, far behind you. You are perfectly safe, wonderfully comfortable, and beautifully entirely at peace. There is only the soft, heavy darkness, the gentle, ancient silence, and the incredibly sweet, perfectly deep, and completely undisturbed, beautiful slumber waiting softly for you right here, right now, in the perfect dark. As we linger in this vast, ancient tranquility, let us take one final, slow look at the sleeping wonders of Petra. The Nabataeans understood a profound truth that we so often forget in our waking lives: the incredible power of patience and harmony. They did not try to conquer the deep, heavy stone. They simply listened to it, carving their beautiful sanctuaries in perfect rhythm with the natural world. This ancient city stands as a beautiful testament to the quiet strength of yielding, a peaceful reminder that the most enduring things are crafted softly and slowly over time. The rose-red sandstone, born from the depths of an ancient sea and shaped lovingly by the wind, holds millions of years of profound, quiet history within its heavy, resting core. When we gaze upon these magnificent, sleepy monuments, we are not just looking at the past, we are looking at deep geological time, a vast, comforting expanse that instantly puts all of our fleeting daily worries to rest. The brilliant, hidden waterways that once gave life to this desert oasis teach us that even in the driest, most exhausting moments, there is always a deep, hidden well of peace waiting softly to be drawn upon. Every carved temple, every smooth canyon wall, and every single grain of silver sand whispers the exact same ancient lullaby: slow down, soften your edges, and completely surrender to the quiet. This hidden valley has safely cradled the dreams of countless weary travelers beneath its protective starry canopy. Tonight, it beautifully cradles yours. Let the profound, unshakable stability of the massive desert mountains anchor your mind, while the vast, ancient history of this peaceful place completely washes away the final echoes of the waking world. You are safely embedded in the gentle, heavy flow of time, resting perfectly within the quiet heart of the earth. The journey through the beautiful rose-red city is now completely finished. The ancient, heavy silence of the desert night has beautifully settled over the vast canyon, gently wrapping the magnificent resting monuments in a thick, velvety blanket of perfect, undisturbed peace. As the soft silver light of the moon continues its slow, majestic sweep across the dark, starry sky, allow your own conscious awareness to softly fade, exactly like the gentle dimming glow of a dying desert campfire. You have slowly walked the ancient winding paths, breathed in the wonderfully cool, purifying air of the deep stone gorge, and beautifully absorbed the profound, eternal patience of the massive sandstone mountains. Now, there is absolutely nowhere else you need to go, and wonderfully, absolutely nothing else you need to do. Your tired body is wonderfully heavy, perfectly supported by the soft, comforting layers of your warm bed, exactly like the fine, silver sand beautifully cradling the ancient, sleeping earth. Every single muscle has completely let go, entirely melted down into a pure state of absolute, beautiful physical relaxation. The busy, racing thoughts of the long day are completely gone, softly carried far away by the whispering breath of the desert wind. They leave behind only a vast, beautiful, and completely undisturbed emptiness in your beautifully quiet mind. As you drift further and further down into the incredibly warm, heavy depths of pure slumber, know that you are perfectly safe, entirely protected, and beautifully held by the gentle cosmic rhythm of the ancient night. The billion stars above are keeping their silent, peaceful watch, and the ancient stone stands as a quiet, heavy guardian for your deepest rest. Let the beautiful, soft darkness completely fold around you right now. It is incredibly warm, perfectly soft, and endlessly comforting to the soul. Take one last, slow, incredibly deep breath in, and as you softly exhale, gently release the very last, tiny thread of the waking world. Surrender beautifully and completely to the heavy, irresistible pull of the quiet, deep night. Good night and sleep deeply.